Hello, my name is Joe Richter. I'm a real estate broker and an associate broker with Keller Williams Realty. I am licensed in California and Oregon. I prepare monthly reports that look at the monthly market trends in 14 communities and market segments I call the Orange County Lifestyle Artery. This artery runs from Newport to Ladera through Irvine and Trabuco Canyon. These reports are available on our website at joe-richter.com under the navigation link Monthly Updates. Each report takes a focused look at a specific community or neighborhood. The goals are 1. To establish and monitor home values, 2. To define the market type as either a seller or buyer's market, and 3. To set up reasonable expectation for days on market, the period from listing to getting an acceptable offer and a signed contract. This report focuses on Woodbridge Condos and Townhouses. It covers the period January 1st, 2020 through May 24th, 2020, and I can say with confidence it contains some good news. So let's start off with that good news. The monthly headline is New Listings Rebound Strongly. Inventory level is steady and moderate. Okay, a little bit of detail. The Woodbridge condo market is currently a seller's market with 2.2 months of inventory. Chapman University defines a buyer's market in Southern California as being 3.5 months or more of inventory. Monitoring the active listing status provides insight into trends such as home values and inventory levels. Today there are 17 active listings. There were 16 in our report 30 days ago. There were 35 new listings over the past 90 days. 13 of those new listings are still on the market. There were 8 new listings in May during the stay-at-home order. The 3 key steps in selling and buying are a new listing, which represents a willing seller, contracts written, which represents a willing buyer, and closing, which is the completion of the technical aspects of the buyer in the purchase contract in cooperation with the lender. Compared to 2019, new listings are down 14%, contracts written are down 5%, and closings are up 9%. As just mentioned, new listings are down 14% relative to last year. However, that is due in large part to a single month, March, and to some extent May. But May isn't all that bad because, as you can see in the blue line, it gets up into a range of one of the prior 5 years. And Fannie Mae has been forecasting very strong third and fourth quarters this year. This could be the first sign of their prediction. Contracts written are down 5% relative to 2019, but as you can see in the column chart, 2019 was the best of the prior 5 years. And 2020 started off very strong with great January and February numbers. It responded to the COVID-19 issue in March and April, but look at May. May's a good solid number. Closings are up 9% compared to 2019. That is almost solely due to March closings. The April and May closings have been level, but not bad. And with the new listings and the contracts written showing signs of rebounding, closings will too. Closings follow contracts by about 35 to 40 days. Understandably, home values are the most important issue to sellers. Home values are always established by the market, the buyers, and economic conditions, not the sellers. The last graph in this report demonstrates this market value concept. In Woodbridge, condo values are running down 1.1% compared to 2019. The average current list price for the active listings is $698,000. The range is from $522,000 to $899,000. It is important to watch 90-day closing trends, as they are the key metric to use in both appraisals and CMAs. Recent closings are used to suggest market values. The look-back period range for a CMA or an appraisal is typically 90 to 180 days. We always use 90 days in our look-back period because our markets are robust, i.e. very active, and seasonality has less distortion on the data. If we look back 6 months, we would have November and December data, which would be totally irrelevant to the current market. 26 homes have closed over the past 90 days. 17 closed below the revised asking price. 1 home sold at the revised asking price. 8 homes sold above the revised asking price. This is normal data distribution for this market. Days on market, commonly referred to as DOM, is the time from activating the listing on the MLS to getting an offer accepted and a purchase contract signed. A normal time frame would be 30 to 45 days. The DOM for all active listings is 57 days. It was 42 days in our report at the end of April. Obviously, the buying decision process has slowed down slightly. Inventory levels are the primary determining factor of a market type, whether a buyer or seller's market exists. Chapman University defines a buyer's market here in Southern California as being 3.5 months or more of inventory. The current inventory level of 2.2 months is pretty normal for Woodbridge condominiums. I would say the typical range throughout the year will be someplace from about 1.6 months to about 2.4 months. It's been very consistent that way for nearly 5 years. But to forecast inventory's direction, we monitor 3 key metrics so we can forecast where the market may be shifting to. The first is the change in inventory from a point 90 days ago. Currently, inventory is up 41% from 90 days ago. The year-over-year inventory levels give a perspective on how long-term cycles are following each other. Today, inventory is down 27% compared to the same period last year. And as mentioned in seasonality in an earlier conversation, to cross-check seasonality, we look at the month-to-month comparison. In this report, we see that April 2020 is down 37% compared to April 2019. But to give all that data some level of perspective, we need to show how 2020 fits in the range of the prior 5 years. This chart shows 2020 is running slightly below the average of the prior 5 years. In other words, it fits very neatly. in the normal data trends. We get the data used in these reports directly from the MLS. We put the raw data into our proprietary statistical models. No one else has this presentation, and I suspect no one else even has this level of understanding. We have created links for each of the communities that we report on our website so that you can see the public-facing information that we use in our reports. To get this information, go to joe-richter.com and click on the navigation link, Predefined Community Listings, and in the drop-down you will see the list of communities that we have. These are live, dynamic links, up to date by the second. Also part of that link, and along with that map, you will see thumbnails of all of the listings. You can click on any one of the thumbnails to see more detail. This is a screenshot of our web page. You can select any one of the communities listed to see the live data on the MLS. This table shows the current active listings. You can see addresses, square footages, and prices. This page and the next show all the closings so far this year. And we mentioned earlier our concept of market value being established by the buyers and economic conditions. This is a graph of all the closings so far this year. What we'd like to point out is the red dot represents the close price of any particular listing, and the yellow dot that's either above or below it, or sometimes right on it, represents the original list price. The difference between the two was either done during the listing to make the listing competitive, or was done as part of the negotiations. We'd like to point out, sometimes, most of the time, prices go down because sellers are aggressive with their pricing, but many times the market will actually get more for the home than the original list price. The bottom line is this: if you're preparing to list your house, it's always wise to look at a graph like this and price appropriately to the trend line, and then make any adjustments that you feel are necessary for the quality of your improvements or the views that may exist. Properly pricing your home will make sure it sells in a timely manner, is an efficient transaction, and is the least stressful situation for you. In closing, we would like to say thank you for patiently listening. We have tried to make this a high-level explanation of how the market is evolving. If you need help with your real estate needs, or just have questions about forbearance or prices or DOM, anything at all, please contact me. The team I work with would love to be of service. Again, thank you very much.